Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I thought this is not going to be a tarot reading, but it's going to be some storytelling, similar to tarot without my cards. And it's hopefully the purpose is to help some of you or many of you out there with the way we see relationships, the way we view people in life who maybe who can't change or won't change or are not ready to change. People who we may think are, we want to try to fix or heal them so that we can get our needs met, so that we can gain the pleasure from being with a certain person if conditions are met, if things are a certain way. And I guess the reason I'm doing this little video for you guys is because, as many of you know, I'm an Aquarius. So I think a lot, constantly. I'm in my mind all the time. If I'm not meditating to gain peace, I'm thinking all the time about life. I'm thinking about my relationships with people and how my viewpoint is to see things. And so I use a lot of analogies and metaphors and things like that to help provide clarity, to give sort of paint a picture sort of thing, so that you can visualize the messages that come through. And oftentimes, when I'm reading tarot, that's why I use a lot of analogies, because things will come in and like an example will flash, let's say, or it's just an example. And I'm like, how can I make that relatable to you guys? And so that it's relatable. So this is a very spontaneous video. It's a very spontaneous message. And I think I gain a lot from all of you. I gain a lot from reading my customers and my close clients and friends. Very often it's about relationships, romantic relationships, family dynamics, friendships, things like that. And so it really helps me, actually. It helps me to sort of see where my life is either in need of improvement or how blessed and lucky I am to be in the predicament that I am in. Because I read for a lot of you, even via the tarot, I see situations that don't look very enjoyable or pleasant or loving. There could be a lot of pain that some of you are going through with certain people and relationships. And so I want to sort of, this is where my little story comes in, and how my brain sometimes just thinks of things when I'm sort of doing my morning walk or my meditation, thinking about my day, thinking about my life. And many of you also know that sometimes it's very challenging for me to do the love readings as much as I used to do them. I sort of let them unfold because it's just, for whatever reason, it's challenging for me to give a message of sheer pain or, twin flame, perfect love, life, soulmate, all these things that may not even exist. Who knows? So here's the message, guys, today, and it's about trying not to judge and trying not to get involved in a situation or in a person that simply is what it is, and it simply may not change for a lifetime, years to come for many. And so when I was living in the city, I used to live in Toronto, Canada. My condo faced the lake, basically across the street from the lake. And I had this beautiful view of Lake Ontario in Toronto. And that was one of the reasons why I moved there, was to be by the lake where I could at least get some form of nature in a very hustle bustle big city, which I no longer live in, but, there's a lot of serenity just looking at the lake from my balcony. And there's a lot of beauty in that. Now, one of the things that I'm really, really passionate about as well, and I think it's part of, if many of you are on a spiritual path, you're probably on, maybe some of you, maybe not, you're probably on an environmental path as well in your life, because how we treat ourselves is how we treat the planet. And what's good for the planet is good for us, and what's good for us is good for the planet. So my background in schooling, I had environmental science, and so I'm really, really big on conservation and cleaning and like beaches in particular. So I only lived at this one location for like 1 year to the month, 1 year. And during the summer, like the off season of winter months, I would go out every single morning for the most part, and I would pick garbage. I would clean up the beach that I lived on, which was, it goes on, but the area that I lived on every day, it was my way of making my reality, making my environment. It's like if I don't like the mess, then I'm gonna clean it up, do my best. And I think every day, for the most part, that was my sort of walking meditation, I called it. And I would get great joy out of this. I get a lot of pleasure and joy wherever I go in the world to a beach. I will pick up garbage. You will see me do this. Whoever has seen me out there, I will just pick up garbage. I cannot help myself. And when you're on the shoreline, like every day, I would just, as much joy as I got, there was also great grief seeing what I saw and seeing the damage to this beautiful lake that I couldn't swim in, let alone feel good about drinking the water. There's a lot of pollution. And I would see everything, all kinds of garbage I would pick up, and I would wonder who handled this, where did this come from? Why is this here? Why has it shown up? Why does it never go away? I would wake up the next day and I'd have to do it all over again. And eventually, oddly enough, I used to document this on Twitter. I once had a Twitter account, very short part of my life when I was on social media. And I used to document picking up the garbage, and every day it was like, here's another bag, here's 3 bags, here's, all kinds of stuff. Coolers, bicycle wheels, like construction boots, the most random stuff that I would get. And I was fascinated by the end of the year how clean the beach was. I remember one beach looked like somebody dumped a truckload of Lego on it. It was just littered in random colored pieces of plastic. And I like day by day clean this thing up. I'm not trying to sound like I'm not trying to boast here. I'm just sharing the joy that I got out of this. But here's the message, guys. Here's the story, is that if that were a person, if this was someone in your life, and it's when you could judge this beach, let's say, you could judge this person and all the water, all of their emotions, right? The cups, the water is emotions. And we could judge this and say it's filthy, it's dirty, it's polluted, it's riddled with garbage, it's riddled with baggage. And it's hard to, like, I used to say, I can't safely swim in this beach. I can't safely enjoy this water. It's really unfortunate. A lot of people would walk by and just toss their cigarette butt, It sort of like resembled, a place where you could just have no respect for it. And it was this perpetual dumping ground. And no matter how many signs you put up, no matter how many signs a person puts up that says, don't trash me, don't litter on me, don't pollute my mind or my emotions, people still do it. And it adds up over time. Now, unless you want to volunteer your time, unless you want to be a crusader, like, unless you want to volunteer to continually put the effort in to fix a polluted individual, you can do that, and you might get great joy out of that. Maybe that's therapy. Maybe you're a therapist. Maybe there's something that you do where you receive energy back, where you actually gain something by helping someone. Or maybe you do it voluntarily. Maybe this is something you like to do. Maybe this is something like myself. I can't help myself when I see garbage. I pick it. I can't help myself because I'm like, there's nature here. There's animals, there's birds, there's beauty. So there's this like divide with the situation, with this analogy that I'm using with you guys. And it's like, although I can't enjoy that beach, I can't swim in it. Let's say we can't drink out of that water. We can't, we're always on eggshells because there could be syringes or there could, we don't know. We don't know. We've always, it's something that we have to be cautious of. People don't let their kids play near it. There's this energy of like, this is destroyed or this is contaminated. But when I go back to my condo and I go up to the 11th floor that I was living on, I saw beauty and I saw serenity and I saw the sunrise come up every day. And I saw the glistening of the water and I saw how Mother Nature, you see the expanse of the lake and the bounty of abundance. And you see the beauty and you appreciate the beauty. It's like, there was a lot of value in this purchase of my place because I wanted lakefront property. So people pay a premium for that because you see it in the pictures and you see these postcard images of the lake and the city line. But when you go in deep and you walk on that beach line and you go into that situation, you just see how much damage is done. And you can either judge it or you can bless it. You can either judge that situation, that person, and you can be like, what a shame, how horrible, I can't enjoy this beach, it doesn't offer me anything, I got, burnt by a cigarette butt, it smells, there's sewage. Or you can just embrace it and you can clean it up and make your outer world the way you feel inside. You can change your environment and you can have a reflection or a projection of yourself on the outside environment and say, I'm gonna change this for the better. But I'm gonna do it with no expectations or no favors in return. The lake doesn't have to do anything for me because I already know that if I clean this lake up and if we all have this mindset as a collective on the environment, it'll provide you fresh, clean drinking water. It'll give you a place to fish for food. It'll give you a place to swim. It'll give you a place to paddle your boat and get exercise. It'll give you a place of beauty. It'll provide for you when you nurture and try to heal that person. But do it from a place of non-attachment and no expectation, which is really difficult to do. This is something where this is very, like I said, it's something that's probably not what we want to sign up for. But I think part of this message is to say, to sort of try to help you heal from others in your life is to look at them from a panoramic view, rise above, look at it in the grand macro version or macro vision of a situation and see the beauty for what it is. Try not to get deep into the contaminated part of it and then expect it to be something that's going to serve you, to give you joy and happiness and love and appreciation and feed you and nurture you. Because it could actually intoxicate you. It could make you sick. It could really impair your thoughts. It could traumatize you. It could make you get very, very discouraged on everything about going to a beach. And then we often keep seeking and flying halfway across the world to find beauty. To go land thinking like that's where the paradise is. This person, that's where my paradise is. People go online and they go from their community to global, trying to meet somebody, trying to find like that's where beauty is. But even in paradise, there are polluted beaches. Some of the most polluted beaches in the world are in paradise. Places like Honduras and Jamaica, like all kinds of countries have such beautiful places that are completely disrupted or damaged, or they were trashed on because of the people in their life. So we can't blame this beach or blame this lake because of all the trash that people threw on that person. So you have to understand, I think, I'm speaking for myself. These are thoughts that I have about being single for 5 years and accepting that, okay, all the people that I reflect on, You know, I can see the beauty in them now, and I can see them for what they are, even with all their faults, even with all their addictions, even with all of their contaminated, because we all have this. We all have a portion of cleaning up our own beach, you know, taking care of your own emotions with the beach, the water. It's a metaphor or an analogy. But I hope that this message, again, it's something that just I felt I had to share with you guys. And see a person or a situation in your life from the aspect of the beauty aspect of it. Your viewpoint changes the further you step back, the further you detach, and you can enjoy something from a distance. Okay, as I often sometimes say, lovingly detach from situations. So that's my story, guys. That's my little morning meditation thinking that I just wanted to share with you guys, because I felt like this is going to hit home for some of you. And find the things in your life that bring you great joy. Okay, for me, it's environmental things, specifically cleaning beaches, taking care of the water, because that is life. That is life on this earth, is the water. We all need water to survive. Find something in your life that brings you joy. I would say embrace nature, get out in nature, because you will find great peace. And like I said, even going out there and cleaning all this garbage and sometimes shaking my head going, wow, so unfortunate. But 23 bags later, which is what I did. I did 23 bags, documented. I left and moved up to a cleaner beach. I moved up to northern of the city, and I got into a more serene place, a more beautiful place, and hopefully a beautiful person will align with me at some point, if and when it's meant to be. But enjoy the things in life, guys, that bring you a sense of reward without expecting anything in return. Graciously give what it is you want to heal. So it starts with ourselves, okay? It starts with ourselves, because what really discourages me is when people just toss cigarette butts and litter and dump their garbage. It's like, wow, is that how you treat your house? Like, would you do that inside your house? Is that how you treat, you know, the beauty and the bounty of nature? You just dump on it and walk away. But there's lots of you out there that are little earth angels, and that's what life is about, duality. And there's always other people out there that are willing to come in and help bring light to that situation. So I hope this helps you guys. I hope this gives you a little bit of inspiration and a different viewpoint. See life, see people, see situations for the beauty that they are. And sometimes you have to walk back further and further and further and further until you see, there's the beauty. Because we get so caught up, we get so involved, and we want so much from a person or a situation. And it's like, step back and just reflect, because you'll see so much from that. All right, guys, I want to wish you guys an amazing day. Thank you for all your support. Share this video if you feel like it might help someone that is dear to you or that you love. And I'll see you guys soon with some more tarot videos. Okay, take care.